A San Diego man is dead, and his family believes a drugstore should have done more to help him.
His father says the store would not let him pay for his son's seizure medication and didn't give out a temporary supply. His son returned home and had a seizure and died. His father turned to Team 10 troubleshooter Kristen Severance to help get the changes to the store, and a warning: some of this video may be a little tough to watch.
Joshua Marcus lived with grand mal seizures twice a week. He would lose consciousness and have violent muscle contractions.
They just left him totally exhausted and debilitated.
Mitch Marcus said the right medication and dosage helped his 26-year-old son.
Without it, he would have had seizures 24 hours around the clock.
He said the most important medication was Keppra. It lengthened the time in between seizures.
So he could be more functional for a longer period of time.
Marcus said his son was at the CVS in Escondido in January. He was out of medication and had to pick up his refill. Joshua had signed up for Medi-Cal but had not gotten his card. The clerk said it would be $700. He called his father, who lived in Nevada.
He said, "Dad, I don't have enough funds to pay for this."
Marcus said he'd pay for his son's medication.
He said, "My dad's going to pay for this over the phone with his debit credit card." The pharmacy said, "No, I'm sorry, we don't do that. That's not our policy."
And the pharmacist didn't say, what about a partial prescription?
No, they did not. They didn't make any mention of that whatsoever.
He said he'd put the funds in Joshua's account. The money would clear a few days later.
He said, "Don't worry about it, Dad."
Joshua went home. His father got a phone call the next morning.
"Your son has expired, and I lost it."
Joshua had a seizure and died. The coroner ruled it asphyxiation due to epileptic seizure.
He had the seizure. He didn't know he was having a seizure, and he suffocated.
Mitch Marcus is not blaming CVS for his son's death, but he believes they could have done more.
How important was that medication?
If he had his medication, I think that Joshua would have been alive today.
He reached out to the drugstore and didn't get anywhere at first. They sent him a letter that said the pharmacy was not required to dispense the medications without payment. Then he made contact with the vice president of the company. He sent the video of Joshua having a seizure and the story of what happened to him at the pharmacy. He also made a plea
That it should fall on the pharmacist and be a policy that they offer a temporary supply until the patient can pick up the medication.
The vice president emailed back that he agreed. They will make contact and communicate that to CVS technicians and managers.
I'm happy that I was able to implement the change. Unfortunately, it cost me my son.
Now, CVS told me they do have a long-standing policy to offer a temporary supply of medicine. They call it a bridge, and they've reached out to all of their pharmacies after they heard Joshua Marcus's story.
Yeah, because there just needs to be an answer. You don't let someone walk away like that. And the father would like to see kind of a second change.
Right, he's still fighting. He's still not satisfied with this. He wants to get payment accepted at CVS stores through third parties, so he could have paid for that medicine over the phone. I've asked CVS 4 times now, 4 different emails, if they will be doing this. Their PR person would not answer that question, but people can read what they would answer on 10news.com.
Just heartbreaking story.
It is so sad.
Wow.